Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Team Fortress TV for our ETF2L Season 37 Premiership Grand Final between Ascent and SVIFT, the match you have all been looking forward to. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lucky. I'm joined by wiethoofd on the production and Bumfries as my co-cast. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good. An early little Christmas treat. There's the festivities coming up. We've got a lovely little grand final between Ascent and SVIFT. SVIFT have battled their way up, much like some of their players did last season. They were a lower seed, but they've knocked out one of the favourites already to come and try and take the fight to Ascent in this last week.
Yeah, this match of the season has been pretty tough in the Premiership division. I'm going to go ahead and say we had some long-standing Prem teams or long-standing Prem players playing on these upper class teams in the top four bracket, and then we had some relatively new Premiership talent coming in the bottom four, and there's a very even split there, and we saw a very, very nice playoffs phase where Bus Crew was defeated by Feint Gaming, and subsequently Feint Gaming was dispatched by SVIFT, having a decent showing there, especially on Process, I think it was, in that last one, and then now we're into the final with Ascent. So it's been a pretty wild season. I'm so excited for this game. I've been waiting for so long to see these two Titans go up against each other and see if SVIFT have what it takes to take down Ascent.
Yeah, well, let's go through the rosters. I know you're a Ascent fanboy yourself. Do you want to run us by how their season's been looking?
It's been disgusting. Okay, to just start it off, they've just demolished absolutely every team. So on this roster, we actually have Tiger and Thomas as the scouts, Pappy and Captain on the soldiers, Lucas Stank and on the demo man, and Classy as the medic. This team star-studded gold medals across the board. Tiger and Thomas just absolutely destructive on those two scouts. Play around Classy all the time. That's usually their general strategy for how they want to run things. And then you've got Captain and Pappy leading and paving the way for this team. And Lucas Stank, we all know him, we love him. He's the demo man supreme, the god himself. And Classy swapping off a scout this season, and he's going to be running it down on the medic class. Done an excellent job this season. I would say he's been the best medic this season. And over to you for SVIFT.
Yeah, and on the side of SVIFT, the seed coming in as underdogs. At the moment, we've got Gaz and Kunu on the scouts, Josh and Nubby on the soldiers, new additions mid-season, swapping out for Adiski and Everex. They've looked a lot better since picking these guys up. They had a shaky mid-season, kind of traded out their soldiers. They were still a bit shaky, but then since then they've been on the up and up, rising up into the second slot. And of course, to round things out, you've got Nasboy and Seeds. It looks like we've got a heavy fist fight going on here, which we will quickly cast. Seeds has been practicing. We saw him on the server in pre-game, and he does dispatch of Lucas, getting that important blue team pick on product here.
So, for those of you that don't know, getting blue team on product is a relatively decent deal. It's okay. All it means is that you get the right hand wall jump off of cliff, and that's basically it. There's not really much else to it. Apart from that, the map is relatively even, but the right hand wall jumps do make up quite a significant portion if you're using the stock rocket launcher, but I believe we're seeing mostly originals used across the board just because of that center aim slot. So, for those of you that didn't know, that's why. But we have got maps, starting off with products. As the first map, as Ascent banned out Gully Wash and then immediately product, and then SVIFT decided, you know what, we want some Metalworks action. So SVIFT picking up Metalworks as the second map. Ascent then banned out Granary, and SVIFT banned out Snakewater, leaving Process as the deciding map. So a decent map pool, I'd say. Product and Metalworks, two maps you don't regularly see outside of the usual metagame, I want to say. You know, not seeing Gully Wash or Snakewater being played here, both maps being simultaneously banned. So product first. What are you thinking about product, Bumfries?
Product is Ascent's playground. I think Ascent are going to be comfortable here, like, very easily. I'd say 99% of the time they'll be taking this one. What's interesting is Ascent pretty much revealed to us mid-season during the DreamHack Cup. They said these are the maps that we love and hate, and they've basically said product is pretty much a free win for them, and Gully Wash is their most hated map, so it's unsurprising they instantly banned Gully Wash pretty much. But the interesting thing is that even though Gully Wash they do consider their worst map in this season, they did actually beat Swift on Gully Wash quite convincingly already earlier in the season. Although I do believe that was the old Swift roster, so it probably won't show how close these two like very up-to-date rosters are, but it does just show how comfortable Ascent are like over the general populace of Europe, that even their weakest maps they are, comfortable taking against the top teams.
I mean, they had that power dynamic shift, didn't they? They picked up Nubby, which you get an incredible roamer. Doesn't really, you're not really a communicative roamer, but he does the work. He gets the picks, he gets the space for his team. Excellent game all around, and also can off-class onto that sniper, more importantly. So something we might actually see in this map. And as well, picking up Josh, his main calls. We know him from last season, Nerd Rage. That team, absolutely incredible. And they all said in the interviews post-game, after the grand finals, Josh is the reason why we won this. So it's going to be interesting to see coming into this game whether or not those calls alone and the power of Josh and Nubby being added to this roster is going to be enough to take down the side of Ascent. Ascent have been on an absolutely dominating streak so far this season. So for that purpose, I'm just going to say straight out, it's going to be, I reckon they're going to get around the board though. So it's going to be 3-1 to the side of Ascent in this first map.
Yeah, Josh has made tremendous difference. As you say, we've seen this Swift roster turned pretty much completely on its head. In the mid-season, they were kind of losing out to Feint much more often than not in DreamHack and in the regular season. But then, they pick up Josh, and suddenly they're a brand new team. They seem like a completely new team, easily taking down Feint last week. So I do agree with you. They are probably going to get around here. I'd say 3-1, though, is likely, as Ascent are just so up on top. And we are finally going live into our grand finals of Season 37, Ascent versus Swift on Product.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we have got our demo man already coming into this mid. Very little damage being traded out early. Nas getting an early sticky. Seeds in super early, though. Gets chunked down. Both soldiers going across from the blue team. Nubby getting that high ground. Kuno's going to be bum rushing Lucas Lang right now. Seeds goes down immediately, though. Tiger in with the flank. They're just surrounding them here, but Classy also going down. Both medics first to die. It's going to be Ascent losing players here, but the cleanup is there. From the side of Ascent, they find a bunch of picks. There's just the soldiers left alive. It's going to be Nubby and Josh fighting for control on this point, but he's up against the scout, and that's not what you want on Product. Thomas, they're coming in there just to get the pistol kill onto him. Nubby now getting pushed out, going to be heading back towards his spawn. The first camp going to go through to the side of Ascent.
Yep, Nubby versus two scouts, not how you want to end up your mid-fight, but Ascent just seemed in control throughout the entire thing. Both medics going down, though, will keep things even. And on Product in particular, that's what keeps the game flowing. You can just try and tank your scouts onto this point and take it away from them. In fact, there's a soldier jumping in behind. That's Josh. He's going to fall. But Nubby in with the follow-up. Doesn't manage to take down Classy either. That's two soldiers down for nothing on the side of Swift. They're going to have to back up, wait for these respawns. Ascent just holding control of the point for now.
The coordination wasn't really there. One soldier went in early, died. The other soldier went in behind, also died. Not really what you want coming out of that. And Ascent actually had an opportunity there to shove them all the way back and get some kind of forward hold going, maybe. Opting not to go for it, wanting to play safe. They have the point captures, they don't need to make any moves. Seeds now has the Zuba, has managed to get it off Classy, but that's regular. We do see Seeds, he likes to get those Zuba charges. He's usually beaming, very rarely uses the crossbow. I'd say it's like 90% Medigun charge. So looks like we've got Kuno going down immediately as the soldier bomb's coming onto Classy. Nice jump there from Classy, jumps over two rockets simultaneously, and see it all go down. Seeds drops absolutely everyone there, gets pistol killed. Tiger getting the kill. Oh my word, they just got smashed into the dirt.
Yeah, they dropped Kunu. First of all, he was trying to edge the point and was just getting a bit too cocky, standing on top of some stickies. From there on, Seeds was trying to milk so hard, he surfed away from all of his team, so all his team got taken down individually. And then the drop, just as the cherry on top of the cake, leads to this forward hold from Ascent, but it's already been busted pretty easily from Swift. They're taking down 4 kills already. Pappy trying to jump out, he's going to go down as well. Classy now getting chased out through his own main. Kunu is hot on the chase. Looks like Classy might be able to get spawned. The bomb is in though from Nubby. And Classy going down on a very late respawn, 15 seconds. Seeds surviving with 75% as Swift cap up their point and get the forward hold for the first time.
Tiger immediately up on the pyro. He's going to be trying to bust on this right hand side. He's aware that the forward hold is happening, but the one saving grace they've got is they've managed to drive that clock down to 1 minute, so they've got a massive time advantage, so they can take as much time as they need pushing out of this right side. Looks like Tiger's already busted through there. Very little spam as the Uber just gets popped out here in towards Classy, but Classy already going to be retreating back into that spawn. And then tons of damage though to Lucas Tank, but the arrows from Classy keeping him alive, and Kunu gets taken down. Thomas finding that frag. Incredible stuff there from Classy to keep Lucas alive.
Yeah, they went so deep trying to chase for those kills with the Uber. Nubby, last-ditch attempt onto Classy's life in main. Josh actually to follow it up. Will find a frag on Thomas, but it's not the frag they wanted. They're 3 down now. They're just looking to give up this point and retake it a little later when the spawns come in, but there's so little time on the point for Ascent. Gaz going down without the help of his team to back him up. And Ascent are just charging it forwards, taking all the space. Nasboy left alone on Cliff as his team abandons him. He's going to get rolled over as well. And now the Ubers are evening up. There's only 50 seconds left for Ascent to hold on to this point.
They have to make a push happen here. The one saving grace they've got is that Ascent decided they were going to cap out the point, so Nasboy on that shorter respawner is going to come back to the fight much faster here. But even Ubers, so they're going to have to try and to and fro this one. They can't just bash their way into it. They need to get the Uber charge out of them. So we're going to see what they want to do here. It's an all or nothing kind of situation here. Kunu's trying to get towards the point to try and edge it, but Seeds is more than happy to sit in this bottom right area. Josh goes in for a bomb, doesn't quite find anything. Tiger kind of weak, but not a lot else, and Kunu now getting pushed off at this point. They need cap time now, down to 17 seconds. The Uber gets popped out from Seeds here, running forwards, not wanting to die to any traps they have, but the red Uber gets popped in rebuttal, so the blue side just going to get pushed back here. Nubby's going to get caught and connected by both these scouts, just getting rained down with pellets after pellets of these scatter guns, and Thomas now going to be running in deep for that pack. Actually going to get cleaned up behind by Gazzy right now, and Kunu going to be running back into the fight, and he gets cleaned up by Captain there, very weak, as Lucas Stank actually going down. Could be the pick that they needed, and Josh getting bombed by Pappy there as Classy's starting to retreat here. Needs to arrow his players. Too much damage has been dealt. They haven't managed to get it down to overtime.
Yeah, that's all Ascent really need out of it. There's still 2 minutes for Swift to even get to overtime of their own. So Ascent are now just threatening to win as soon as they manage to touch this point. Thomas and Tiger already putting so much cap time in, just edging the point there. Both soldiers now going behind for Ascent, just drawing Nubby back. And now Captain actually does bomb forwards as the rest of his team collapses on the point. Only Seeds alive as they just cap it up from under their feet. Ascent going to be taking that first round here on Product.
Yeah, it looks like Tiger and Thomas are absolutely destroying at the start of this game. Tiger already up to 27 points in the first round, and Classy's sitting there with a sultry 16, just chilling out, down third in the leaderboard because both scouts have overtaken him. That just sort of shows how this game's going. Heading into our next mid now. Nasboy going to get pressure super. Oh my god, Tiger just with the 3-shot onto him as both soldiers go across into Classy. The failsafe has been deployed, and they do actually clean him up, but Tiger gets another kill onto Seeds, finding a third onto Gazzy. Nubby gets taken down in the back as well. Just going to be bombing Cliff. Tiger finds another one. That's 4 kills for Tiger. Can he find the 5th? On towards Kunu here with the pistol. Whips it out. Tries to get the kill, but Pappy cleans it up. And they're going to get this mid.
Oh my god, Tiger, just no respect, running all the way in and taking down Nasboy immediately. That's pretty much the mid-fight lost there for Swift in that one moment. But then all the rest of it does go their way from there too. Both medics going down once again means that this is Swift's opportunity. When there's no Ubers on the board, this is when you really need to be putting the pressure on. It's easy time to get onto the point. There's going to be one bomb behind from both teams. That's Nubby and Pappy going behind for either team, but Nasboy will be the one falling in the combo of Swift. They are just getting destroyed over the point one by one. Kunu does manage to even things up a bit, but Tiger is straight into the fray trying to clean up for himself. 2 scouts still up though against the demo and medic combo of Ascent will force them to leave through main, and Swift do get control of the point a lot earlier than last round.
A little bit cocky there from the scouts of Ascent. They tried to get some more picks that they really didn't need. They could have been more than happy to chill out, but Nubby there getting pressure super hard on an 18-second respawner, so he's down for ages, and Kunu gets taken out as well. Nice rockets there from Pappy just to clean that one up. Classy actually eating a pipe on the other side, so they're going to pressure with the damage they've done to Classy as he goes back for a pack, trying to get on top of Lucas Stan, but they don't find it, and Tiger in from behind actually gets the force onto Seeds, so Seeds now going to have to try and run across this point, and he's deciding to go back. In fact, as the Uber is now coming in from Classy, Seeds is still out in the open, just trying to fire a few arrows towards Classy, as Thomas going to be trying to cap up this point from out under them, as we have got enough bombs here from Pappy to try and get some space, but not really finding too much here. Getting pushed back into the corner, and they do have to pop up this Uber in a very unfavorable position. It's going to be Gazzy just flanking around Nubby as well. They just scattered on the blue side, and now the collapse is about to come in from the blue side potentially as Nasboy bombs in towards Classy, trying to get the damage down. Classy just juking and jiving, eventually gets cleaned up there, and Seeds is very safely back towards the point. Nas getting pressured heavily. The bomb comes in from both soldiers, but they don't manage to find that pick, unfortunately. Pappy going to be moving towards the point with his scout. They really want to get this pick off the Seeds. They're desperately trying. The Seeds not taking a slither of damage. The pickaxe hours to get the cap from under their feet as Classy gets the respawn of Seeds up to 90% Uber charge as the action starts to die down a little bit.
Yeah, looked like Ascent had... Oh, Tiger's also feeding. In the meanwhile, Lucas trying to put some pressure onto the point. He's going to get forced back as well, though. Seeds with this massive Uber advantage is going to scare Ascent out. It does look like Classy could have used his own Uber off and just had a pretty comfortable win, but they went for the big balls guaranteed win play of holding onto it for as long as possible, and it kind of blew up in their face. They just dropped their players and then had to force in a terrible position. But now we are back into the fight. Tomas going down. The Uber finally comes out from Seeds. He tries to bomb it in deep, and they do get 2 critical frags with it, and everyone else just getting cleaned up behind the Uber in the meantime. Leads to 4 down for Ascent. Lots of time off the point for Swift, but Classy's Uber up in return.
Yeah, that's going to buy them a lot of time on the point. They're down to 1 minute now, and they've got to play in this position, trying to get a force. They do find Nubby, though. They do catch him out as he tries to go for that force. And now Josh going to be playing around the connector, looking for an angle on towards Classy. But Classy playing super safe now. At the back, Josh bombs in, but gets absolutely airlifted by both of these scouts. It's going to be Pappy moving forwards on towards Seeds, trying to find a bit more damage just to try and force this side out. They're running forwards, actually, with these heals, trying to get on top of Seeds, maybe trying to find that frag. Seeds up to 70%. Right now, but looks like they're doing a bit of a forward hold on the side of Ascent, wanting to get that Uber out of him, really run that clock down.
Yeah, and this time holding onto their Uber has worked out for them. They managed to keep that ad up to the point at which they're forward holding. Gaz on his favourite class, the Pyro, trying to bust out here on the right-hand side, and they do bomb into Classy and force that Uber off. Kunu in behind all the way on the point, might even be able to get a pick here if he's lucky, but it doesn't look like he's going to be, so he does get taken down. Now they need to wait for these spawns and go fast with this Uber on the side of Swift. 1 minute for both teams on the clock.
I mean, the good point that they have on the side of Ascent right now is that they have the point captured. Josh going in for a bomb gets absolutely destroyed. There's no way he's getting through there. They have to, in fact, pop the Uber through main as the pipes come flying in towards Seeds. And it looks like Lucas is going to get caught here, but bombs in behind the point. Actually survives. Kunu trying to rush onto Classy, but not getting that kill. Seeds actually went down to Tiger. Tiger again with a nice find, but looks like the bomb comes through. Nubby sees it good and gets Classy in the grave. The captain actually getting picked up here by Gazzy as well. And it looks like Josh going to be trying to fight on the point now with Lucas Tank as the action is slowly dying down, but they still have this point capped despite Seeds still being up now on his respawner. They have not moved enough players in to get this recapture, and as a result the clock is ticking down in Ascent favor. Still Tomas now trying to defend this point all on his lonesome. Is going to be able to escape back towards his medic here, but a good recontest coming out from the side of Ascent. They got their heals back in time despite his longer respawners bump.
Yeah, Tomas took pretty much 2 fights where he should have been an instant death and lived through both of them. Now that puts Ascent in this situation where they can re-push the point for free. Kunu also going to go down. Josh trying to bomb onto the point just to get time on it, but the bait of Pappy will pick up the frag. They just bait the players onto the point. Pappy lands on top of them, and it's nice and easy for Ascent to clean up. This is so difficult for Swift. I mean, Ascent are a dominating force on this map on any day, but when Tiger is just in this mode, he's decided, I'm going to try and solo carry Ascent no matter what. He's going for all these plays and he's having so much impact hiding behind these Ubers and all the like. He doesn't opt to go in for a rushed kill onto Nasboy this time, but both soldiers behind for Swift. Now he's going to run over the point. He will take down Nasboy again. And all of these players on Swift just getting crunched on the point from both sides. Gazzy, last one alive, 20 health in Connector. He's going to fall. Ascent are going to take all 3 mid-fights.
That was looking so dire at the start. Classy was the first one to die, and somehow they still made a comeback in that mid-fight entirely and get the cap out. So both medics going to be spawning at a relatively equal time here. And Kuni going to be moving towards the point with the rest of his team. Better respawners slightly for the side of Swift. But looks like Ascent are now moving up with their heals. They're going to be getting a position in that lower slope area. But Seed's now going to be just healing up. Nasboy going to be tanking a bit as Josh goes in behind, trying to win that 1v1 against Pappy. They're still fighting, it's scrapping in the backlines here. Pappy causing a very big distraction, just making players look behind. Oh, Pappy! Nice rocket onto Nasboy there to take him down. So no Demo Man for the side of SVIFT, and that's a lot of their firepower already in the bin.
Yeah, no Demo does mean that there's a lot of power on your team that can't be used to help your scouts capture at this point, which is all that SVIFT are trying to do now. Kuno actually might just slip it away from them as Gazi actually does touch the point, and they do just manage to steal it from kind of a no-trade position. Now it's going to have to be Ascent trying to use the Ubers to get it back in their favor. They do bomb forward. Seeds' Uber is a bit better. Can they chase down any frags here from SVIFT? Kuno in deep, Josh to help him out. They will take down Tiger, and they are even fighting for more. They go even deeper than they should. Captain will take down Seeds because of that, but SVIFT are going to get control of the point. They're going to have a lot more players left alive. Josh even chasing into spawn. He's not going to get onto Classy, but he has Gazi to help him. But neither of them are going to get what they wanted.
I love this play from Ascent. They feel much better fighting without Ubers, I feel like. I feel like they just want to win this DM fight. So when you take Ubers out of the equation by just taking a trade with them, that's all it needs. They just take these fights afterwards. They got Seeds, and so now they have this Uber advantage to play with, and they get the recapture as well. Nasboy walking too far forwards gets cleaned up immediately by these players. So it's looking insanely strong here for the side of Ascent. Nubby going down as well, so that's 2 picks now for the side of Ascent. More than happy to just post up on this point. Excellent maneuvers here. On form in this game so far. I mean, I'm looking over at the dominations on the side of Ascent. They've each got 1 apart from 3 of them. So half of them have dominations. I'm talking absolute balls.
Tiger still up there on the scoreboard, 62 points. He will not relent in this match so far. They still have the Uber advantage on the sides of Classy as well, so it looks like SVIFT are just kind of waiting around for Seeds to get his own Uber. They want to take a trade. They're not going to go for any kind of sack wave or anything. Nubby sees 2 scouts in his face, and that's tragic for him as he immediately goes down. Tiger will at least be traded out, but the Ubers are still even. SVIFT need to put some pedal down now. They need to actually get onto the point. Kuno falling as well as Josh. All these picks just make it harder and harder for them to take this Uber fight that they need to take the point. But now Tomas going down does make things a little easier. Nasboy and Gaz are trying to walk over. There's finally some cap time on the point. And the Uber does come out from Ascent first. It doesn't look like it's going to be a great Uber as Seeds gets a considerably better one. They're going to clean up Tiger immediately. Pappy is behind with this Uber, and they will capture the point.
Pretty sure they're just going to do the same thing as last time. They're just going to go ahead and try and take the scrappy DM fight. They're going to send Pappy behind, even though he just died. When he respawns, they're probably when he gets a respawn, he's probably going to try and send him behind. But looks like the bomb's actually coming out from the side of SVIFT. They're more than happy to walk forwards in towards Lucas Tank. They finally read the pace of the game, and they're getting on top of them here. Nice air shot from Nubby onto Classy there, cleaning them all up. Tomas still alive, going for a desperation play to Nasboy. Looks like he's not going to find it. Very weak players. Pappy's coming and bombing in towards Nas. Gets flung up. Oh! Nubby with a very nice air shot to Pappy there to take him down, and Seeds managed to survive through it all.
It seemed almost lazy from Ascent. They're acting like this game's already over, but it's not quite yet. They just stayed around for that 6v4 fight. There was no chance of winning. They should have just got out of there, but they took the fight anyway, and they were punished for it. Seed's still alive with this 100% advantage while Tomas tries to sneak the point. They just take this Uber forwards on Kuno and Nas, but Classy is out of there. No one is going down to this Uber. There's still 6 alive, and the crunch from Pappy after the Uber will find Seeds. Ascent just cleaning up the frags all after this failed Uber from SVIFT. They just need to cap this point up. There's only 30 seconds left. They're going to wait for their spawns before capturing the point, but it looks like they're back in control.
Very, very nice from the side of Ascent here. They're even delaying the capture like he previously mentioned, just to get the spawners in time. I love to see it. I love it when teams are playing around those respawners and doing such a good job of it. Looks like they're all healed up as well. They've all waddled towards the fight as well to get those crit heals from Classy. So Captain up to 300 HP there is going to lose his buff eventually though from jumping around, getting towards that flank position. Pappy needs an arrow as well. Kuno on the right hand side just trying to pressure that point, but the stickies are up now from Lucas Tank as the bomb comes in. Looks like Classy more than happy to pop out the supercharge though because he wants to get the frags out, and that's a really good move from him. Only 10 seconds left. They know that Seeds will not have this Uber to try and retake this point. The sticky stick from Lucas Tank into the side of SVIFT though. Massive damage. Nubby and Seeds too weak to take this fight. But it looks like they're actually winning out this fight on the side of SVIFT. But the scrappy players now coming in. The pickaxe is out on towards Seeds. Good damage. Seeds is the only one in this fight, as well as Gazzy, as they're going to try and get this recap out. Ascent did wipe there, but it was so close to being an Ascent win there.
Yeah, Ascent didn't manage to get as much with their Uber as they hoped either. They only picked up Gaz. Both of the soldiers that went behind didn't get cleaned up, and they just wreaked havoc in the afterfight. Now, very, very close in this map. Ascent already have the overtime towards match point. A Tiger's going to go down, though, trying to edge the point. The bombs are all in onto Seeds, and they do get this force. It looks like just a Sackwave play. Nubby gets a nice air shot onto Captain as well, just to take him down. A bit of showing off as well to cap things off, but 20 seconds left. This forward hold, we could be seeing a SVIFT round here. It's going to be difficult to break. Neither team is going to have Uber in time. Tiger on the pyro as he does try and bust out, takes a lot of damage. The bomb is through, but it's completely unsuccessful from Pappy. They're just getting slammed in this corner of the map. Gazzy comes behind as well, just to finish things off.
Got to the point. There's a bit of cap time. Oh, it's sad. I thought it was gonna be good, but never mind.
Well, it's always worth a try. Everyone else, there wasn't much to see from them. They were just literally getting crunched in that little corridor. Thomas tries to make it happen, but it's the first round on the board for SVIFT. I can't help but feeling like Ascent could have tied that up a bit earlier if they didn't get cocky just trying to take a 6v4 for the fun of it.
Yeah, I get exactly the same feeling.
We'll see if they really put their minds to it this time. Tiger again fast onto Nasboy, just putting in that pressure. Everyone from SVIFT rolling out onto Cliff this time, and Pappy is just immediately in onto the enemy medic. Seeds and Classy down right at the start of this fight. Everyone is just on each other's side of the map right now, but it's going to be Ascent getting wiped. For the first time this game, SVIFT are going to be taking this mid fight, and it's pretty convincing.
SVIFT, hello, they activated, they found their footing in this game. Maybe they've read Ascent like a book, and now they're just making their way back into the game. Currently 2-1 is the scoreline. They're coming out with this cap. So they're going to be able to start the comeback train in this game. It was really nice coming out from them. They did actually run a pyro there on the side of Ascent, fearing that forward spawn, forward camp that they were going to set up there, but opting not to go for it overall because Seeds did in fact die, and it's going to be Seeds up with a 10% Uber advantage, not much to speak of, but the one thing that they do have is this point captured, so we're going to see how they want to defend this one, and it looks like Nasboy just going to be sticking the edge of that point there. Good damage onto Thomas already, so one of those scouts getting injured. Very good as Nubby uses that time that he's getting arrowed to walk forwards. Classy getting bombed now as well. They do find the pick onto the medic, and Seeds very safe, sat back in pocket, just chilling out. Lucas, Tank, and Thomas, the only ones left alive from that entire chaos escapade, and looks like he's getting forced all the way back into his spawn, and Lucas Tank is going to be out of there.
Really, really nice from SVIFT. They get the Classy pick and everything falls like dominoes from there, and now they have this 100% advantage to play with, this time advantage to play with as well. We're going to be expecting a Sackwave most likely. Well, both these scouts are actually playing the point. That forces Seeds off just on its own. They seem like so scared of that point getting capped up. They had to block it with the Uber, and that means that things are going to... Yeah, no Classy.
Classy? No. There's no... I'm sorry. Nobody just chased him around in spawn for like a solid minute and just could not kill him. He just dodged everything, and Nubby just could not get the kill on 30 HP and just leaves.
I didn't even notice what you were talking about. I didn't notice Classy was in danger. He took no damage at all to Nubby. That was well played from him.
Oh, that's very sad. Nice Classy, just dodging everything there. Looks like one of his right hand side push happened. They've got the pyro up. Thomas going to be reflecting away all the stickies. Good damage onto Nasboy. Gets forced into the low ground and cleaned up. So that demo man going down. Epic pick there. That's definitely what you need. Seeds up with the supercharged Classy, 95%. So they're going to be able to move in towards this point now with even Ubers, but no demo man, no damage. So it looks like Seeds is going to be more than happy to use out the super to try and defend the point. The capture is about to go through though. The spoon from Nubby getting cocky there. Classy surfs it all the way onto the cliff and does survive, and not needing to use that Uber charge whatsoever. Nasboy managed to get his respawn now, so it looks like he's going to get forced back in main, but he's getting ran out by Thomas. He gets taken down immediately as soon as he spawns.
Seeds managing to hold on to his Uber charge here is a miracle. It was a 6v3 and everyone on Ascent went for that force. It would have been the jaws closing on SVIFT if they managed to get it, but Seeds does escape with his life and with this Uber. They can use this to try and regain the point. Once they cap it up, there's only 30 seconds before they take it to the final round. Nubby in with the force as well means that Seeds Uber is a little bit better before this exchange. And the health on Ascent is so low, they're all going to be really weak after this Uber, actually. Ascent getting, Tomas, getting taken down during it. Pappy in with the counter bomb, trying to get onto Seeds. He's going to go down, but he will find his target. It's now a 3v3 fight. The heal's alive on the side of Classy. He's going to get out and try and just keep them alive for another fight, it looks like.
Ascent is still jostling for this position where they have Uber ad and they're holding the point as well. That's just what they want. When they're in that situation, it's so hard to get the point out from under them, and that's what they want. So now they're in the situation. Classy has this Uber ad, but they need to defend him until they get that Uber charge. Lucas Stank now getting heavily pressured. Nubby in behind again, though. Nubby creating the space, takes down the medic and the demo man. So now they're going to be opening up opportunities here to get this recapture onto the point. But it looks like they wanted to sit back. They want to defend Seeds and get this Uber charge up as much as they can before Classy gets a spawner, and that's exactly what they're doing here. They're playing this Uber ad, and Seeds now getting pressured in main. Is going to be moving all the way back behind his team. The bomb comes in. Nice little surf there from Seeds to get back towards the cliff. He's going to be chilling out. Both scouts go in. They all go in. Seeds manages to survive it all. Nice rockets from Josh to save his life.
Yeah, Seeds staying up once again is crucial for Swift's game plan. Now they have the same as we saw last round, 100% ad. They're literally spawn camping. Looks like Ascent trying to bust the other way after it was so unsuccessful last time. They do get through Nasboy's trap, and now they just need to get back from Swift. Seeds actually taking the Uber on no one into the side of Ascent, but everyone else has just cleaned up the rest of his team. They needed to just get back to the point rather than take this fight at the spawn area. Now the bombs are in from both Nubby and Josh after the Uber. Josh will clean up Classy, which is good for them, but it's a lot worse than just finishing the map there and then. Ascent are still going to have control of the point.
Ascent are also going to be waiting on Classy's longer respawner, so we might see an immediate fight breakout here. And Seeds is going to be moving up with his team. His entire team has been crit healed, so the health advantage is there for the side of SVIFT to get this retake going. Lucas Tank doing his best though, sticking up that point. Nubby is already ready to bomb. Looks like he's going to do precisely the same thing again, but taking this trade actually on Connector is going to cost him. He gets hurt too much. Seeds going to get bombed. In fact, it doesn't matter if Classy dies here. He's not going to be able to get an Uber charge anyway, so he goes down. That doesn't matter. Nasboy bombing in for this as well, but he looks like he survives. Gets the pump to Tiger, still in behind, and that is dividends there for Nas. He did manage to claim a kill on towards Ty, but it looks like 30 seconds left on the clock. Killing this medic means basically nothing.
Yeah, if I'm right, they already had a slight ad, and they 6-man sacked just to get pretty much the same ad again. And they've just run about 30 seconds off the clock. Now Swift are making it all or nothing for themselves, but Gaz just gets a free kill onto Lucas, who's completely alone. Josh bombing into a 1v1 with a scout, but they cap the point up, and there's no retaliation from Ascent. It just runs out of time.
Oh no, it's 2-2 as the scoreline. Swift picking it up, showing that Ascent are mortal. They do in fact bleed. So now we're heading into the deciding match point here for this first map in the series of the Premiership Grand Finals for Season 37. Ascent now going to be moving into this a little bit worried, maybe a little bit rattled, and Swift coming into this with a strong power here. It's going to be Josh bombing on towards Tiger, stopping him from going in behind, and it looks like a bomb comes through from Pappy onto Seeds, but Seeds with a very nice surf there, surfing all the way around the corner to survive here. And it looks like the side of Ascent, they're going to be moving forwards in towards the point here. Nasboy very weak, can't really contest it, but it looks like they're trying to get some kind of flank play sorted here. Nubby coming in, Classy with a very nice surf all the way back, but he's very weak post-surf, so he's going to be moving back all the way for that pack. And it looks like the Swift are going to be capping this one out, actually, from under their feet. What looked kind of abysmal at the start has ended up being pretty decent here, but the side of Ascent all very weak.
This is so back and forth. There's an Uber charge on the mid-fight. Seeds actually popping off first. Classy flashing everyone to keep them alive. Still a 6v6 fight on this mid-fight. No one's capped up the midpoint yet. Nasboy now trying to return to the fray. Ascent have all the positioning though. They have this high ground on the point, and it looks like they're finally going to cap this one up. But there'll be an immediate recontest. Kunu just trying to get a little bit of edging on the point, going a little bit forwards, just scattering some damage onto the other scouts.
Every pick now for the side of SVIFT is good. They will get a long respawner as Captain gets cleaned up, Pappy gets cleaned up. That's not what you want to see here. No Uber charge currently. Gazzy is the only one that went down for that. Tiger also dying here. Nubby's got this high ground above the medic. and he's going to be dropping onto that low ground, trying to find the rockets, but the pad gets picked up. There's a Nubby, in fact, going down. They're actually going to wait for their respawners to come in on the side of SVIFT, but 2 respawners coming for the side of Ascent, so it's alright for them. Nubby still on that respawner. Tiger going to be catching one now, as the clock has managed to only tick down by around 30 seconds roughly, only 10 seconds for the side of SVIFT. They've got this 1-man advantage for the next 3 seconds, so they're going to be looking to play this kind of aggressively in towards Nasboy as they do get the bomb onto him. Seeds has to use Zuba there as he actually gets forced out by Captain with the bomb. Tiger, in fact, also went down, so it's not looking so good for the side of Ascent now, and they've got to try and make this decision whether they want to go now or wait for their spawners.
Yeah, I think this should be a capture from Ascent no matter what, so hopefully we just see the sack wave here as actually both soldiers straighten onto Classy, but he just avoids everything by the looks of it, but now they're landing on him! He does get forced off into the skybox, so they will equalize the Uber situation, or in fact get Seeds a hefty advantage. He's on 60% as this one wears off, so Ascent are going to regain control of the point, but the Uber has flip-flopped, as we say.
Yeah, Caesar's just fled all the way back into his spawn. There was nothing they could do to catch him there, but it looks like the clock timer has run more thin now, so very even on the clock situation, but Seeds now has a supercharge. Gazzy up on the Pyro, nearly immortal on that class, reflecting all the rockets, but the bomb's actually coming in here. They do find Lucas Tank. That's a massive pick to have, especially when you have Uberad here. Tiger trying to get in behind as he's trying to get on top of Seeds here. Actually, Tiger manages to find Josh as well. That's a decent pick there, but Seeds more than happy to just drop Josh in the name of keeping his Uberad here, classing up to 60%. And now they've got to try and deal with the situation. Actually waiting for that clock to tick down a little bit more so they can get their spawners better.
Toe got destroyed by 2 crunchy directs there, and it hurts even more knowing that one of them was his own team's that got reflected by Gazzy straight into him for about 140 damage. That's got to sting. But yeah, as you say, the Ubers are even once again. This time the bomb's going behind rather than directly onto Seeds, and that pressure will force him off as well. He's just trying to keep Kunu and Nas alive. They're both very low in this Uber. He has to drop Nas there just to flash Kunu. And he's getting chased down by the remainder of the Ascent Uber. This is looking bad for SVIFT. They're 3 alive. They're all on low health. And they are just throwing it away, trying to block this point, Seeds going down in the meantime will lead Classy with another little advantage, and all of their players going down will let this forward hold happen once again. Nubby and Josh already trying to burst through, and they do successfully force Ascent back, but the point time is so even right now.
Yeah, this is the position that Ascent want to be in, though. They want to have this Uberad and they want to have this point. They tried to set the forward hold, but as per usual, Ascent's forward hold looks pretty flimsy and they always seem to get broken out of it. But when they have this normal point hold, it's very strong. Thomas actually receiving a pipe there to the face. Nice pipe from Nasboy to get that damage onto him. But now they're going to be chilling out. Classy has a supercharge now, so they can make an aggressive move if they want in a small 20% window, but it looks like they're more than happy to just chill out here. Nice stickies there onto the both soldiers. So both soldiers super weak here. Captain goes in for a counter bomb, but gets cleaned up immediately by Gazzy. Nubby going down by Thomas. And now they're just going to be playing this fight now with Nubby on a slightly better respawner than Captain. Seed's now going to be retreating back in towards main. Gazzy is going to be super weak here. Gets cleaned up eventually by the pipes of Lucas Tank. Josh going to be playing that connector area as well. Mostly playing this left-hand side out the side of SVIFT as they try and now get the recapture down. They need this cap time now as the clock is ticking down in the side of Ascent favor quite favorably. Seed's getting super weak here. Classy also super weak. I'm only seeing red on the side of SVIFT currently as they're all getting mega chunked by Lucas Tank here. Just dishing out the damage. Nubby gets cleaned up by Tiger there. Tiger finally reading his bombs and managing to get that kill now. Seeds is going to be retreating all the way back to Cliff, and Nasboy is going to be all on his own trying to shoot at this point. Kunu now trying to get the cap time down. 17 seconds remaining on this clock. Good cap time from the side of SVIFT. Trying to just desperately get on top of this point. Nasboy is going to be making desperation plays on this right-hand side, just trying to get as much damage down as he can now. Forced back behind that rock. Seeds has to arrow him up. The red Uber comes out. They're just going to stand on top of this point. 2 seconds remaining, and they've lost so many players on the side of SVIFT. There's too many weak players for them to all take this fight. The Uber fades. Seeds not healing up his players enough to take this fight, but they're more than happy to give it this point now if I was the side of Ascent, because they have that overtime. They only need one more capture to win out this game.
Yeah, there is so little time left on SVIFT's life, and it's ticking down as long as Kunu gets taken down here. He's 1 health, he's dodging and juking these rockets, but he is going to fall. Gazzy in on the respawn, can't touch the point in time. This map is finally going to Ascent, but you've got to wonder, they thought this map was going to be free for them, and SVIFT have taken it so close.
Swift really did find that burst of energy that they needed after they got smacked down into the dirt and they were in a 2-0 situation. They made that comeback all the way. They read the maneuvers that Ascent were making. They've read the bombs. They've read Tiger going in behind. They started to deal with these one-by-one situations where they were losing seeds. They were losing Nasboy at the start of the game. They adjusted their play and they made that comeback happen. But then Ascent started doing the exact same thing. They started reading Nubby's bombs in that final round, and then it was all lights out after that. They couldn't get the space to get their players in. So amazing game from both sides. Both teams showing that they are deserving of these positions in the grand final.
And right at the end there, I just have to say it's Ascent just perfectly splitting the damage and making it so incredibly difficult for Swift to initiate. We had that Uber situation when both teams had 90 seconds on the clock. It was still the same even Uber situation when there was 10 seconds left on the clock. They needed to use that Uber to try and get both of the Ubers out of the equation. Then you can start doing something towards capping the point. But Ascent just made it so difficult for Swift to do anything. The spam was relentless at all times, just keeping everyone low on the side of Swift, which meant that there was no room to initiate, there was no room to use an Uber in a way that wouldn't immediately backfire on them. And Seeds was just holding on to that even Uber situation for so long as the time just ticked down against him, getting seconds closer and closer to their death. And eventually Ascent do hold on, but it was a lot more of an ask than we were expecting it to be.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially since you made the point that Ascent thought that this was going to be their map. Actually, we've got some logs to look at. And I'm seeing the number of players that managed to achieve above 10,000 damage in this game is quite... There's quite a few of them. I mean, Tiger dropped 41 kills in this game and got 11,944 damage. Top damaging in the server. Tiger, like you mentioned, the one-man... I can simp for Tiger all day. To be honest, I don't care. You could just take that to the bank. But big breadwinner for this game, Nubby, 13 air shots. Incredible.
They were pretty tasty ones. It seemed like Tiger's impact slowing down almost coincided with Ascent slowing down overall as well. I mean, both teams were playing absolutely brilliantly, of course, but Tiger in those first few rounds was just popping off and really making the difference in almost every scenario, it seemed like. But then once that died down a little, Swift definitely started to get back into things. And I mean, Kuno and Josh have already proven from last season they're capable of a comeback. They don't really care about being the kind of lower bracket team. They've obviously made it back from 4th seed last season. They've even teamed up with some of the players who were their victims, Seeds, Nas, and who else was on that team? Nubby, I also believe, were the favourites in that last final when Josh and Kuno made the incredible comeback from 4th to 1st on Nerd Rage last season. So if there's anyone who's going to be capable of dethroning Ascent, it's definitely Swift, and they are looking on their game tonight.
Yeah, it looks like pretty good, especially since they're coming into now what is their pocket pick for this series. They're coming into Metalworks. Metalworks, an interesting map that's been added to the season recently, and we've seen some interesting things come out from loads of teams. There's been able to sort of come up with strategies on the fly, and it's been a bit of back and forth from a lot of Prem teams, but we're sort of seeing that they've now formed some kind of metagame, and that metagame is stick Nubby on Sniper and let him headshot an entire team. And this man destroys when you stick him on Sniper. And also on these flanks, these long flanks into alleyway and lower, he just reigns supreme. And I'm excited to see how Swift actually want to play this one out.
There's a little argument going on in chat about who gets blue team once again. But it looks like eventually Ascent are going to give up and go back to their red team where they belong. I wonder why they were demanding blue. Maybe a bit of mind games.
I think I know what it is. There's a lamp on mid. That's literally it. There's a lamp on mid on the red side you can stand on, but on the other side you can't. So when you are blue team playing against red team, you can have an easier soldier sack into mid. That's literally the only reason.
Similar to Gully then. I guess the Gully refresh can only come fast enough. Yeah. Every team just wanting to use that stupid lamp that isn't mirrored.
Yep, it's fantastic. So it looks like we're going to be settling down here. So the thing I think about Metalworks mainly is the mid fights. I like the ability soldiers have to fly around and be unable to be shot by scouts because they're that high in the skybox. We call it sort of like the big crunchy on Snake Water, where you just fling your soldiers over and they land on someone, usually the demo man or the medic. But we're going to see which ones they want to pick out here and who they think that they need to focus on either side, and who they think is the real carry. I personally think that Nasboy is going to get completely obliterated as soon as the mid fight starts. I reckon Captain's just going to land on his face and that'll be lights out for him.
Well, we'll see if your prediction is right. Do you want to go for another score on this map? We were...
Well, we do. You do want to hear from me, Bumfries, but we want to hear from chat as well. So go vote up top. You can win channel points if you make the correct prediction. So pick your favorite team. Let us know who your favorite is and root for them in the chat. But I still think that Ascent are going to smack them around. I don't know. I'm faithful that SVIFT have got this pocket pick in the bag, but it could be a ruse. Ascent could be really good at it as well, as we're actually starting to go live here, Bumfries, I believe.
Yeah, every single time in European TF2 for the last few seasons, it seems like I've had faith. I've had faith in the underdog team, and then Ascent have just turned up and gone full aggression mode and just put a stop to any doubt that they are the best. But after seeing SVIFT on that first map, I'm hoping to see something close. Captain in with a very fast bomb. Gazzy will fall trying to chase him down, but Lucas is already down himself. Nasboy immediately crunched as you predicted, and Seed's very, very low. He's caught from all sides. Tiger going to be the one cleaning up 2 easy kills. And now Kunu just manages to run in, takes the 1v1 versus the scout. Now needs to get into Classy, and he does clean that up as well. Kunu clutching out that frag will at least keep things even. Or actually get Seeds a little bit of a spawn Ubercharge advantage. But holy crap, Kunu should not have won that 1v1, and he manages to anyway.
That's incredible that you got that kill, actually. That is so big for the side of SVIFT. The disastrous run. I mean, Captain with a very, very nice bomb at the start, I must say, by the way. He skip jumped all the way through main, hit a speed shot, and tried to land on Nasboy, but Nasboy wasn't in mid yet. That's how fast it was coming into the mid. So I was nearly right. I mean, I'll take that one. But now we're in the situation where it's looking like Seeds is actually going to be remaining on the Ubercharge, going to be chilling out here. And we've also got Ubercharge still up on the side of Classy. So no funny crits creaks. But despite Seeds having a slightly better respawn, it's only around a 10% to 15% ad.
Yeah, they're not going to try anything with this ad. Even players and a tiny little advantage like this on a map as long lengthwise as Metalworks means that they're not going to try anything. You pretty much have to go through Valley, and it's a long spam fight where you have to cover a lot of distance. So yeah, they're not going to bother with that. Ascent, speaking of, have already tried to bust through Ali. Lucas already poking and prodding just to prep this Pappy jump. He comes all the way in, lands on Nasboy's trap, and immediately gets blown up.
Beautiful trap there from Nas. Knew that play was going to come in. They've clearly been doing their homework, because otherwise he wouldn't have set up that trap. But that was really nice there from Lucas Tank. He managed to draw all the eyes down so no one was looking up. And then Nas saw the bomb. Very nice. Backs up into lobby, gets the det, and gets that kill. And then as soon as that play is initiated, that set play, Ascent are just out to mid. So Ascent also know that they've been practicing this map. So moving back on the mid fight just so they can get that all sorted now. So it looks like they're going to be chilling out now. No counter sack was available from the side of SVIFT. They just couldn't get the position for it.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, this, because Ali is pretty much the only place we ever see things happen. Even though Lucas was obviously doing his best bait, pretty sure everyone knew what was eventually going to happen was the skybox bomb. Josh actually doing his own, bombing off that wall. Nubby trying to follow it up, but they only get Tomas. That's 2 soldiers for 1 scout. It's not great. And now Ascent are going to be putting more pressure on from this.
It looks like they're going to be moving up all the way into Ali. Lucas Tank just laying out the damage here, but Lucas Tank very weak in the corner. Needs an arrow, can't get it there. Gets forced back by a scattergun shot, and Nasboy gets the roller onto him. So no demo man now for the side of Ascent. They're going to be running with their tails in the left.
Captain, he forces Seeds. They just left that main door open, and Captain sees the opportunity and takes it for free. Now Ascent have got this 100% ad. Nubby on Spy to try and make a play happen in return.
I'm not sure about the Spy. I would have preferred a sniper. It's a bit slow, and this is not a slow situation, but it's a good distraction situation. He's already in behind. He could go for the decloak, but looks like this Ubercharge is going to get used aggressively, so it's disastrous here. He actually decloaks behind Lucas Tank here. Actually, he slips in towards lobby. They haven't spotted him out. He's going for the stab. He gets Lucas Tank with it. Actually whips out the revolver. Oh, it's the drop! Nubby is insane!
Nubby has been the playmaker so many times in these past few seasons, and once again he proves his worth. Getting Seeds this massive advantage, he should not get the revolver kill there, but it manages to work out. No one was expecting that spy play. I mean, Swift were just keeping the aggression on that whole time. It's not one of those obvious spy moments where both teams are in a sort of stalemate and they see someone immediately feed and go on spy. Nubby was just like, this is an opportunity, they're not going to be expecting the spy at all, and he manages to make it work for him. Now they have this advantage, they look to be rolling it through. There's a bomb in from Captain, but he lands on nothing, and Seeds just takes the other route. They do have to use off this Uber. They're trying to chase it into lobby with 2 scouts, but no one's really been found by the Uber.
Oh, Captain managed to bomb in behind. He did actually get that kill when he bombed on top of Nubby's head, so they know he's in behind. Manages to actually bomb out here. Lucas Stan going to be moving in. Nice peel there. On the 7, Josh currently in behind. Going to be one towards Classy. Has now been called onto Lucas Stan. Good damage. Manages to find that kill, but Captain with a very nice direct. Classy's now going to be caught out in second. And he whips out the solemn bow, going for it. In towards it. How is he? Somebody kill him, please. Thank you. Okay, he's dead. But that has been spaced out. Tiger has managed to make his way in behind. He's going to be finding this 1v1 with Kunu now in this doorway. No one wants to fight up against Tiger, but Gazzy's going to come in for the cleanup. And now Seeds is going to have this Uber charge pretty much ready to go. 80% as they come through the shutter. They're going to be pushing last with it. No heals up for the side of Ascent. Going to be taking it a little bit slow here. Nubby actually getting bombed by Captain there, reading that situation perfectly. Seeds now up to 96%. Needs to get the Uber charge. Captain actually going down there. Lucas Tank trying to desperately defend this point. Actually getting bombed. Nice extra from Nubby onto it to take him down. Captain is down from the scout. And it looks like they've got both scouts defending this point valiantly with the heals. Classy's just pumping it up their butts. Nasboy is going to be running at this point now, so they all get cleaned up. And that's going to be a wipe from SVIFT.
Oh my god, how do Ascent turn it around even when everything's against them? There was a huge Uber charge for Seeds. If they just took their time and got it, they would be able to take that Uber in, but it seemed like all the rest of the team was going in before the Uber was even ready. Seeds was having to dodge a bunch of sniper shots from Thomas to even manage to get it in time, while the rest of his team were just full throttle going for it. But now Ascent have managed to get second with it. They've managed to get the full Uber advantage as well. If they can take mid for free here, it could be a coast to coast. Nubby up on the vent, hasn't been checked yet by the looks of things. Now he's going to go in for a bomb, but Ascent have just baited him. He's landed on nothing. He has to go behind. Toe is going to get taken down by Gazzy. And now Gaz and Nubby both going behind. They are threatening the back cap here. Nubby's actually already on the point. That's Tiger and Lucas going back for him. This has really put a stopper in Ascent's plans. They've all gone back. Nubby just dragging everyone back. He's going to lose his life for it, but it's well worth it. Keeping that midpoint and getting Seeds' Uber up in time.
Really well played there from the flank on the side of SVIFT there, opening it up for their team and causing a bit of distraction there. So still a 0-0 scenario. Looks like they're going to be moving up in this alleyway area. Looks like they want to get aggressive in towards this medic. Pappy just going to be bobbing up, just getting a bit of a distraction here. Josh going in for a bomb on towards Lucas. Lovely direct, straight in the forehead. The bomb comes in from Captain, gets onto Seeds there, and Classy now going to be forced all the way back in alleyway. Still alive, but no scout speed, remember, in the last update of the competitive play. So it looks like they're going to be popping out the zoom shots, but they drop Thomas. Seeds actually with a lovely arrow to take him down, and Nasboy going to be stuck on the Tiger. Gets arrowed again by Seeds, and Nasboy's going to be moving all the way back. Manages to survive as Classy gets taken out by Nubby in the back line. Seeds playing like an absolute god.
That's incredible. The surf from Nasboy, the clutch arrow at literally the last second. I thought Pappy was going to body block it even. He seemed to be right in front of Nasboy, but that arrow coming through is the miracle that Nasboy needed to stay alive. Pappy, only man alive on second, going to be bombing in behind Nasboy. Gets onto Seeds, 2 rockets taken straight down, and once again this could be in Ascent's favour. Classy has only just spawned, so they're up on last, only 10% right now. Not the greatest position to contest second. But there's going to be no heals there for a while. Any damage is going to be staying around for a while on these Swift players, so they just want to back up and take on. Josh is in, just taking a lot of damage here. He's on the floor, managing to survive for a long time, but he will get picked up now. There's just a bit of spam on second, but there's no real area to contest.
Gazzy shoots too early. If he held, it's going to... Oh my god, Nubby with the bomb! That's so much damage, but he doesn't find the kill. So unfortunate there. If Gazzy had a bit more trigger discipline, he would have found Classy. They didn't even check the corner, but now they're going to be making their way in towards mid now with this slight Uber ad that they've managed to accumulate. And Classy now has his Uber charge as the cap time starts to come down. Seed's going to be chilling out all the way back in alleyway, so he's going to be saying, oh my... How did Captain... Hello? He just dies. Okay, great.
He just crated off off the crate there. But now the Uber charge does come out, and Seeds doesn't quite have it in time. He's going to drop Nasboy from it, purely from Nasboy playing a different position. Nubby is getting chased in lobby, but he can just shoot the ground at Tomas's feet, and that's a free kill. Ascent now trying to get this force on Seeds, and they do manage it at the very last second. Seeds on 10 health just has to pop it to Tiger there. They're seeing what they can get with it, but it could be biting off more than they can chew. As Ascent are going to look to recontest this, they still have Classy alive, and they've taken the space into middle already. A little 4v4 fight here on the mid. Both teams waiting for their respawners to come in. Captain going to be the first one to fall. Ghazi on the low ground might be next, but in fact it's Kunu running forwards, getting a lot of damage in onto Pappy, and it looks like Swift just have all the control of the ground on this fight. But as I say that, Tiger 1v2s Josh and Kunu, and now it looks to be going more Ascent's way once again. This is such a scrappy 4v4 on the middle point. Nasboy will get picked out of the air, and that should be the final nail in the coffin for this fight. Finally going Ascent's way. They've managed to hold onto the point through this whole entire fight.
Tiger is so slippery. How is he still alive? He's just taking these fights everywhere. Just ducking and diving everything. Pops a couple 360s in the middle of a fight for no reason as they pop out as Uber on towards Ghazi. Ghazi actually managing to survive for quite a while there as the Uber charge was used to get through that doorway. And now they're going to be able to start capping up second. But Seeds, 95% Uber. They've lost Pappy, but Josh goes down in return. Lucas then getting the stickies onto him, but Nasboy getting seriously weak. Seeds drops everyone as he pops out the Uber charge disastrously here. Nubby manages to bomb in to find Seeds, but I can't believe he dropped everyone there. This is disastrous. This couldn't in fact be around. Tomas is already in towards last. Getting on top of Nubby, his spawner comes in from Ghazi, so he's going to be moving forwards on the heavy, trying to get on top of that point, but Tomas body blocking it nicely. Lucas stag with the stickies and the pipes on towards Nas as the actually the spawners come in here, so it's going to be a defense coming out from the side of SVIFT, but that was nearly awful.
It was nearly incredible for Swift as well if they used on time. Oh my god, no one checked Pappy in lobby. He's going to jump to last. He needs to win this 1v1 with Nubby, and he gets the round. He's going to be shooting these rockets down. Nubby has to shoot them up. He does get the frag. Will the cap come through? It does. Pappy gets this first round on Metalworks 1-0 after a series of blunders from Swift there, just throwing it away with that Uber and with no one going through right side lobby. Pappy just takes it for free. That is not how I expected this first round to end after 10 minutes.
SVIFT getting caught out on their pocket map by the aggression of the flank of the side of Ascent. Tiger's finding all of this space, and so is Pappy. They just cannot lock them down, and it's impossible for them to do anything here. And it looks like Tiger going to be playing this low ground again. Manages to find Josh as soon as the mid-fight starts. So Tomas now getting weak as well. Gets pressured heavily by Nas, understanding that he needs to ping stickies at these scouts. Tiger's going to be running through lower in towards Nas. Good pressure now on from the side of Ascent. Up on top of this point now, taking the high ground away from SVIFT. Nubby comes in with the cow bomb. Ooh. Does find two there. Beautiful bomb from him. Really cleans it up. Seeds actually getting killed by Tiger in the backline, however. So that pick went into the bin immediately. So there's going to be now Tiger just lingering in behind. But it looks like overall, Ascent managing to win this mid-fight. Ghazi running into lobby, gets immediately piped by Lucas Stag and cleaned up on 1 HP by Tiger. Tiger on a 5k for that mid-fight.
Tiger, just no remorse this game. He is definitely the MVP so far tonight. 5k on the mid. This is like what we were seeing at the start of Viaduct, and if he gets warmed up again, things are going to get a lot faster for the side of Ascent, it feels like. The Ubers are still even though, so Swift are by no means out yet. Lucas watching a trap that will get deployed by Nasboy, dispersed rather. And now we are just in an even Uber situation once again. Neither team has it yet, just going to be building it up. And we'll see if either team can actually manage to make something happen here. It's usually very tricky. Everyone just expects this bomb off the high wall. We've already seen the stickies up from Lucas to expect it. Now they do send Pappy in. Just a little fake bomb. He just lands right in front of his team. Now Josh in with the return bomb. He will find one rocket, but not much more.
Gonna get cleaned up there immediately as the bomb comes in from Pappy. Very, very low and fast into the side of SVIFT. Getting really aggressive now. Oh my good lord, Tiger. Hello. Manages to get the force of the Seeds there. Just runs in with his scattergun. Just doesn't care. Drops the sit in chat as well. Nubby now getting forced all the way back into his shut door and has to retreat all the way back to last. So it looks like SVIFT has to give up this point now just because of Tiger getting the most epic flank I've ever seen.
Yeah, Tiger is really the playmaker tonight, and the 100% advantage for last, as well as just straight winning that fight on second despite the Uber coming out from SVIFT, means that now things are looking tricky. They already have the heavy up on defense. They have Kunu sniping as he loves so much. They're gonna take it. Oh my god, the drop on Classy! Kunu has salvaged this last push immediately. Tomas the only one in now. He's gonna get immediately taken down. The drop from Kunu immediately switches the tides of this battle. 80% now for Seeds as they take it into lobby.
This is the opportunity Swift needed. They've been on the back foot a little bit now, a little bit shaken by the aggression that's coming out the side of Ascent here. They're going to be still trying to hold on to what they can on the second point now, not even finding Josh there, so Captain going down. Tiger's going to be lingering low, however. Jumps on top of Seeds, going to be fighting on the second point. Nubby getting heavily pressured. Tiger manages to get in behind, and Pappy also in, but they lose both soldiers. The Uber gets forced as well, somehow, on the for Seeds, and Nasboy is very, very weak on this post Uber now, so they're going to have to move all the way back towards Blast, but the pressure is already there from Tiger, and Kunu actually finding the pick there from Pappy on that shutter door is just what they needed to try and stymie the aggression coming out of the side of Ascent, who they cannot be kept down in this game.
I think that's more of a panic pop from Seeds than anything. The nerves might be getting to him in this final here. I didn't see any immediately obvious reason for them to have to use, but it has happened, and now there is a slight Ubercharge advantage, 20%, 30% for Ascent. We'll see if they want to go with this fast. They are building like they are building it very hard. They want to go in. They are jumping
building it like
straight
a
forwards with Lucas. He's going to put in a lot of damage into Gazzy. He's finally going to fall, and now the point is being played by Tomas. The soldiers recontesting to try and get onto it as the Uber does come out from Seeds, who does now get in time. And the push has been stinted once again as they now try and push into second. Swift need to get off their own last. Ascent are just getting opportunity after opportunity, it seems like. And now Swift bombing straight in onto Lucas, getting that frag. Tiger will find a kill on the sniper class. And Nasboy getting chased down as well by Tomas in lobby. If he goes down here, it's going to be another last push opportunity for Ascent. They're running this one forwards once again. Pappy
managed to build it up as well to a pretty large Uber advantage. They've managed to get to 80%. They're just playing the point immediately. Really good play here from the side of Ascent, just dragging them all the way from the doors to let the rest of the team in. And Seeds gets body shot by Tiger. Tiger saying, hello, I can snipe too. Coming into this last, they clean up Kunu. The respawner isn't going to be there. And that's going to be 2-0 to the side of Ascent.
Oh my goodness. This is... There's not a slow moment in this game. It's so back and forth. Seems like both teams are playing their hearts out right now. 2-0 though is the score for Ascent, our favourites to take it tonight. Will they be able to hang on to this? We've seen it 2-0 in the first map, and immediately the comeback kings of Swift took it down to the wire. There's 13 minutes left.
Coming into this next mid-fight here, we've got Josh bombing in pretty much immediately in towards Lucas Tank, but gets cleaned up once again by Tiger, but looks like they do lose Tomas and Tiger. Seeds catches a stray pipe, however, from Lucas Tank. It goes down, so that's going to be an Uber advantage to the side of Ascent. Just the demo man and the medic going to be retreating out this mid.
Yeah, Classy with a very early leave. Obviously, you have to kind of have some sixth sense to know where mid-fights are going now. You can't just be 4 down and run out for free with a scout. He had to get out early there once he knew it wasn't going their way. He manages to stay alive with the help of Lucas, 80% for him. So once we're in a 6v6 situation, we'll see if Ascent opts to do something with it or just... Oh, of course they're going to do something with it. It's Ascent, they're already running into house.
So they want to take it through main or the top left area. They do have to use through here. The stickies are above the door, and they do exactly that as they get on the spot. But Nasboy, Lucas Tank, lovely 2-pipe there. Gazzy's going to be retreating out here. Just jumps away. Nice heal from Seeds just to heal him up to keep him alive on the retreat there. But they do find Nas, so that's one big pick for them. Seeds up to 85%, but they know that they have to start building and stand back on this midpoint.
Yeah, the Ubers have flip-flopped in the favour of Swift. No casualties at all. So now Swift just going to be heading through Valley. Already been called out by Pappy. There's going to be some spam put on it from everyone. Kunu is catching everything he can. And in fact, Josh goes down to a little sticky trap in the rock from Lucas there. So all of these things are just slowing this push down bit by bit. Tiger, though, feeding in the enemy house, might speed things up once again.
I think it's okay though. I mean, they've nearly got the supercharge for Classy now. It's up to 90%. They have bought enough time, but Lucas Tank going down is going to be difficult now as Kudu manages to find that pick. But they have now got Ubercharge here, so it's going to be an even Uber scenario. Classy just pops out this Uber in response pretty much immediately, and Seeds is going to be looking to leave this. Actually has to leave through main now. Too many red bodies in that doorway, having to leave through lower. Gazzy actually going down as well. The chase is on from Captain nearly, in fact, nearly dies and manages to survive there. But really nice there from the side of Ascent, all focusing down the same player that was not Ubered in that fight.
Gaz had literally 4 players surrounding him as that Uber wore off to his north, south, east, and west. It was just... must have been a terrifying thought for him in that moment. But eventually, things are looking to even up once again. Neither team has any sort of advantage here. Pappy in with the high wall bomb, just landing on Kuno, actually putting a lot of damage in. There's 2 soldier bombs in return that will just crunch on the combo of Ascent, but everyone in the meantime has been taken down for SVIFT as well. There's so much damage on Ascent from those bombs, but nothing worthwhile as their entire team just goes down to the crunch on point. Now they are going to be capping up this second point. They already have players on last capping that as well. The spawn point is stickied off, and Ascent... oh! Actually, if Pappy and Lucas will get taken down last second.
That was so close to being finished out right there and then. There would have been a 3-0 on the scoreline, but the capture was so close. As actually, looks like Seeds did actually respawn at pretty much the same time as Classy, so there's going to be an even Uber situation, but they're going to be forced to hold last immediately. But Tiger running into Seeds. It's good damage here as Seeds is forced all the way forwards. It's good damage. He's so weak, 12 HP, and they don't manage to finish him off here. Any bit of stray damage now could clean him up, but looks like he's going to be running towards the Scouts, gets those heals out, and it's going to be increasing his own healing. As a result there, Cap comes through from SVIFT, going to be able to move forwards here in towards the mid with the 2-man advantage that they do have, heading through in towards Valley right now, just healing up on their way. A defense has been mounted from the side of Ascent, just holding that high ground there. Lucas Dan going to be setting up some stickies on the crate, but nothing else really notable to speak of, and the stickies do get cleared out, so it looks like the side of SVIFT going to be able to retake this mid pretty much immediately. Ascent looking to hold from Valley.
Well, it's absolutely fine for Ascent to let things even up now. It is 2-0 to them, of course. They can just allow nothing to happen and they will win. But that's not the way Ascent like to play, as we've already seen. There is a 1-for-1 trade in players on both sides. And there's no slowing down by the looks of things. Nasboy putting up this trap in Valley. Actually, he's all alone. Thomas putting a lot of damage into him. Caps him there to follow up if he were to need it, but Nubby in with the bomb now will get a rocket into Classy, and the direct to follow up. Classy forces off just before that drop, and now 100% advantage for Seeds.
They need to not overextend now on the side of Ascent. They've used out the supercharge, but now they have no more defense mechanisms. Tiger's in. Oh! Josh, beautiful directed to the face of Tiger, but they do get the force out. Thomas just runs in from lower and gets that force off with a nice little clean meat shot. And Seed's now too weak to continue on. He's not going to be able to go through this doorway. The spam is too thick. But it looks like they are now going to be moving out on towards second here. Josh is going to be capping up that point now with a scout. And the pressure has now been alleviated for the side of Ascent. There's no last push they need to worry about anytime soon. So Tiger is going to be more than happy to sit on this engineer class.
Yeah, 8 minutes left for SVIFT to find 2 rounds, and in fact it's Ascent with the slight Ubercharge advantage. They're not going to be foolish enough to use an Ubercharge advantage alone out of last in the year 2020, so we can pretty much call this even. Kunu going to be the one building things up for Seeds.
Looks like Thomas is going to be picking up that sniper rifle. Thomas, kind of known for his sniper gameplay, I'd say. I think he's more than proven himself on this class by now, so he's just going to be chilling out towards the back of spawn, just peeking those doorways. If anyone does show their face, they will receive a swift bullet to the scalp, and they will no longer have a head. So Tiger going to be setting up this sentry gun on the right-hand side. I do really, really like this position he's put it in. Covers that right-hand side door, and this bomb in particular. Stymies Nubby and Josh both getting obliterated as they try and bomb in, and that's precisely the usage of that sentry gun shown right there.
Yeah, this sentry gun is really, really good positioning. It's so difficult to take down. You pretty much have to put 2 soldiers through the far door to spam it down, but then obviously you just have one of your soldiers stand above that door and shoot down on the 2 soldiers who are standing still firing rockets at something, and you pretty much have 2 free kills, or at least force them way out and they're unable to get the sentry. So it's really well positioned. In fact, putting it on the low ground now means that it can be pushed from the other side, but it's one less position to spam it from, I suppose.
Well, I mean, the reason that you move it is so the enemy team are like, oh yeah, we know where the gun is, we can make a different play now and try and sort it out. But when you move that gun, it's slightly different here, but the gun can only lock onto one person. So Josh tanks the gun as Nubby tries to get on top of him, but they both die for a bit. Also, Gazzy going down, so 3 players going down is not what you want if you're the side of SVIFT, and now it opens up an opportunity here for the side of Ascent to make a play. Captain's going to be going in behind, does get on top of Seeds here, nice rockets out, and Seeds does have to use out that Uber charge there, so very unfortunate for him.
Yeah, Captain didn't have another rocket loading time, so if he was feeling really ballsy, Seeds could have held on to that one, but he does use it out, and then Ascent now pushing out of last. Despite being 2 down, they've already just started the train. Lucas in lobby putting some spam out. They are slowing down once again, actually. Gaz all the way in behind. They don't actually know about this. He's flanked all the way around. He's just done a 360 through lobby and ended up on the other side, and he does force Classy with it. That was huge from Gaz. Josh now getting caught off behind the Uber, trying to skip his way out, but that's not going to work. And Ascent are going to be in control of second. There's only 5 minutes left. This triple sack from SVIFT has really backfired in their face. Josh trying to do his newly invented kind of sacking a scout along with your usual sack makes it a lot easier to get a force. He popularized it with Yeehaw last season. We saw them pretty much make it all the way from the bottom of playoffs by getting free opportunities by forcing medics like that, but this time they just threw 3 away and it was not working out. SVIFT now retaking with this Ubercharge advantage, but all of Ascent have disappeared. They've just pulled a Magician's Act. There's no one there in front of them, and there's no picks for the SVIFT Uber at all. In fact, Thomas now feeding in lobby will also force the Uber off from Ascent, but then Nubby and Josh just jump into the already used Uber, which I don't think they noticed was used, and they just give 2 frags to it.
Okay, Nasboy uses stickies and decimal onto Pappy there, so finding that pick, but Nasboy now getting bombed on the point here. He's going to get weak in this lower area. Actually, the arrow narrowly missed him there, so he does get taken down eventually here. Gazzy trying to go for a back cap, but the sentry gun is there from Tiger, and Luke Stank there with the pipe to clean them up is going to be fair enough. And Josh trying to move in towards second. They're desperately trying to get on top of this now. Nubby is coming in with a nice pipe from Lucas Stank in the air there. Nubby is now absolutely tanked and has to go down there. Lucas pulling out the pipes for his team now onto the second point, and they can definitely roll this in towards mid. No soldiers for the side of SVIFT, opening up this game now for them, but I feel like they're going to be more than happy to just sit on second. I mean, Seeds has this Ubrad and Tiger's still on NG.
Yeah, they can just leave Tiger on last just as a kind of last ditch, make sure they don't get backcapped, because at the moment SVIFT need a miracle and Ascent need a catastrophe for SVIFT to have any chance here. There's 3 minutes 30 on the clock to find 2 rounds, and it's even Ubers, not the ideal push into second. Josh immediately dying to the debt trap of Lucas. Happy also picking up Gaz as the Ubers are traded on second. Seeds is just getting juggled around, absolutely manhandled in the lower area here. He's going to get cleaned up as well. Nubby will be the last one fighting. He gets Lucas, but he goes down. Nasboy also cleaned up. I think I'm ready to call this one, Lucky. I believe this could be it.
Yeah, this could be over now. I mean, Ascent are going to be reclaiming this midpoint now, coming in, and they're going to have that time spot on the cap, just reclaiming more and more room, and it's more and more that SVIFT needs to fight for now to come back in this game. I think that they're going to start clowning around on them at any moment now. 2 minutes 50 left on the clock. Gazzy in the forward spawn, just going to be hiding out, hoping for a miracle. They can still do it. They do have time on the clock to make it happen, but with the pace of this game so far, it's looking insanely unlikely. Classy up to 80% Ubercharge now. It looks like they do not want to use this ad at all. They're going to be just sitting on this midpoint waiting for that clock to tick beneath 2 minutes, and Seeds has a crits creep in the back ready to basically go.
Yeah, he's on the desperation crits. There's so little time left. They need to get this drop and roll it forwards off there, but both teams know it. I have no doubt that Ascent are expecting this crits here. Nasboy now priming his position towards Valley. They don't want to give it away what's coming as the crits does get used off. The first sticky is out. It takes down Lucas Tank, but the force is immediately out. And crits, they do triple damage, but they do nothing against invincible people, so Ascent are going to be hanging on for now as the 6v5 fight does start to take place. Nasboy bombing forwards, but he's just going to immediately get taken down. Tiger dying in return, but this is not fast enough. SVIFT need more speed. Captain and Thomas still just blocking this midpoint, doing anything they can to run down the clock. And now, eventually, that's Josh falling as well. Kunu getting cleaned up on the midpoint. Swift are just trying to run this forwards to second, but it's just desperation. Seeds is left all alone in Valley. He's going to get bombed onto by Captain. He's going to live, but there's 1 minute 20 left. I think Ascent are your season 37 champions.
They're in the end zone now. They need to W key all the way to last or they won't have a chance. They've only got 18 seconds left to maybe win out this round and take it all the way, but they have not got the backup to make it all the way there. Lucas Tank coming in. If he lands this punch, the crit actually comes out from Seeds in towards Gazzy, but Gazzy going down, and Seeds is going to have to move all the way back in towards Valley now. Pappy coming in as well to help out his team, but it looks like, oh, he gets the direct, finds two, Seeds and Kunu go down, and that is going to be all she wrote for this season. 50 seconds remaining on the clock. GG has been called by the side of SVIFT, and it will be Ascent as your season 37 Premiership Grand Finalist winners, taking away that gold medal.
Yeah, the third one for them as a roster. They've been the most dominant team since we saw the disbandment of 7 in I-65, of course. Ascent have just been on top ever since then. They took that 1 season break, but as soon as they come back, they want to reclaim, show everyone that they're still on top, and that's exactly what they've done this season. It seemed start to finish like it was theirs. The other teams had some hiccups along the way. Swift and Feint both had their time in the second slot, but Ascent were just number 1 the whole way, and tonight they've proven why. There is one last desperation push from Swift as they do get wiped. 6 men down, and there's the time. We do have your ETF2L champions. They are Ascent.
Officially crowned. The crown is on top of their head, so it's looking pretty good for them. Ascent now, oh my god, they're so dominant. Like, the star-studded roster that they run coming into this series, everyone knew they'd be the favourites off the bat. Had a bit of a shaky time, though, against certain teams, and we were like, oh, they do show signs of weakness, but in this grand final, they proved that they deserve to be here, and they deserve to be the champions for this season, and especially since, oh my god, Tiger played out of his goddamn mind the entire time, dropping that many frags on product, 41 frags, and now coming into Metalworks, getting as many forces as he did, winning those 1v1s, those 1v3s as well at points. It was just incredible to watch. Tiger for this reason, MVP, star-studded gold member of the Premiership Grand Finals.
Yeah, I think Tiger takes my MVP too there for Ascent. He was putting in a hell of a lot of the plays that they needed to take this one through, because it was never easy for them. Ascent didn't seem to be outshining as much as they usually do. Swift really took this one close, and it did come down to individual plays a lot of the time to make stuff happen. And we do have a lot of people here waiting for an interview, but we're going to go to logs first. My producer whispers to me very quickly.
So Tiger actually dropped 33 frags, by the way, in that end zone in Metalworks there. So absolutely just nutting on them the whole game on the flank, taking bottom heels as well and dropping that many frags. Insane maneuvers from him. And I believe 5 of his kills were medics.
Yes.
That's nuts.
Getting the med frags means a lot, and getting behind and getting forces means a lot, and Tiger was doing them both on both maps. He was obviously having a whale of a time on mid-fights on both maps. We saw a couple 5Ks, I think 1 on each. Tiger was just on his A game. Maybe someone needs to check for performance-enhancing drugs. Maybe there needs to be an ETF2L rule about this. Who knows?
Someone take the white powder away from him already. We can't have him doing this every season. You can't just come back and start smacking people around just because of white substances. Anyway, so yeah, I believe we can look at logs all day, but we really want to hear from our favourite gamers. Bum, who would you like to hear from?
Well, we need someone from either team. Let's get Classy and let's get Josh.
Let's get 2 more gamers in there as well, I think.
Get Nas.
Yeah, okay, get Nas. Let's get Nas in here. Get us a Nas boy, and then we'll get... we got some good picks, but Seeds is always a good one to interview, so let's get Seeds in there. Very nice. Welcome.
All right. First of all, the obvious things. Congratulations to you, Ascent, Classy. Well done on taking home another dub. Were you expecting it to be as close as it was? Did you think it was more difficult, easier than you were expecting? What do you think?
And I think it went as I kind of expected. I think Swift were really good, and I think even before the cup, I would have rated them above Swift, and I think now not Swift, Feint, and now I do rate them above Feint again. So yeah, I don't think it was any harder or easier than I expected it to be.
And over on the side of Swift, Josh, how much effort was it to pick the team up when you came in? They were down in the dumps, and you carry them to second place. How was it coming into this new team kind of mid-season? Was it an easy fit for you? Did you have to change many things?
Just tell them to shut up.
That's actually true. The number of times that Josh has yelled at us to shut up because everyone's just whining, I'm guilty of that too, is kind of insane. But it always seems to work somehow. Like, Josh has that power where he goes, shut up, and everyone's just like, okay, Josh, sorry.
I like that. We're also now joined by the Tie Man himself. How's it going, sir?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Nice. I've got a question that's directed at Seeds probably and Nas. You guys are getting heavily pressured throughout all of Product. How do you feel coming into Product as a map pick from Ascent? We saw that it was their niche pick, their pocket pick, their comfort zone. So how did you feel coming through onto Product in the first game?
Pretty good. Like, we played it a fair amount of times, and it was rough at the start against them, but I think we really came back. Like, Product's the kind of map where the more coordinated you are as a team, the better it will go, and it's like, a lot of people see it as a DM map, and it is, but it's also mainly about how coordinated you are. So we kind of got our coordination together, and it ended up being a really close game.
It was a good game. You honestly forget how good Tiger Scout is, because he never adds up to pugs anymore. You don't really see his scout that much, but when you do, like, you kind of just forget how good it is until he just fucking plays you and just rolls you over. But it was a good game though. Like, we both played well. Thought we could take it off them, but it happens, innit? All good.
So on the flip side of this question as well, Tiger, was it you picked it, you decided you were going to pick Product, was it just like you guys knew that you just had the DM, or was it all like pre-planned in the future and you were like, this map is just ours? And how did you feel playing it as well?
It's just been a map that I don't think we've ever lost. So I think it was either going to be that or Sunshine. Like, they're probably our two best maps. And to be honest, I thought they would probably ban Viaduct, but I don't know. I'll always, like, with this team, fucking Viaduct is by far one of our strongest maps. So I don't know. It was kind of like I think maybe a little bit of a mistake, but I don't know. Like, toward the end, like, they were getting close to it, but it never, like, usually, like, when you start to lose on Viaduct, it kind of gets hectic and mumble and stuff. There was never any of that. It was just some things didn't work, change to something else, and then we ended up winning.
So you were never worried about the kind of comeback we saw from Swift on your best map? You just knew that you had to stick to it?
There was a couple of times where it was just stupid what we did, and I think that was what cost us the round. But honestly, I didn't feel like it was out of control a lot of the time. I think we were just making a few mistakes.
Also, a question directed at Classy as well. In this, you were getting bombed a lot by Nubby in Product. Did you, whenever that happened, when you were getting bombed by like both soldiers, what was the general comm of the team? Was it to go forwards? Because there was a lot of toing and throwing, a lot of different actions were happening with the team. Was it a little bit like, oh yeah, you guys, you had it in the bag when you had that and you prepared for it, or was it something you just kind of adapted to in the situation?
Do you mean if I adapted anything?
Yeah,
I think
you were getting mega bombed.
No, I don't think I adapted that much. But like, I guess as a team, we kind of decided that like we could always just like trade medics, and as long as we won the fight, it would be fine. I remember saying that like midway through, because I was kind of struggling to survive. So, but yeah, like I don't know. I think Product is one of the maps where like losing your med is it has the least impact out of all the maps, I'd say. And so dying on Product, I don't get very like flustered about it.
Yeah, it kind of is what it is. I'm surprised that neither of you run Sniper on either team, and none of you want to shut that off as very cookie cutter throughout. Do you just prefer that, Classy, running cookie cutter the whole time?
Yeah, I think we all do. Like, I think we all think Cookie Cutter is just like the objectively better lineup to have on product. And I think the style we play on the map kind of, I think, like half counter sniper in a way.
Yeah, you have Captain always going, Captain Pappy even just going behind all the time, so it kind of just shows. But also on the flip side of this as well, Mr. Seedsman, hello. I'm gonna ask you a question now. How did it feel to get absolutely bum rushed by Tiger every 3 seconds?
It's pretty interesting. Like, I've never really seen a scout play Viaduct like that, and I think they should, because he just kind of owned. Like, the first mid, he kind of cancelled me out the mid, and the second mid, he kind of cancelled Naz out the mid. It was kind of nuts.
Yeah, kind of nuts. Bum freeze question, sir.
I don't think I can think of any more.
Well, we'll do shout-outs then instead. Mr. Joshman, you got any shout-outs, sir? Is he dead?
I don't know.
Who's it?
Just SVIFT and Lego, pretty much.
Carsey, any shout-outs from you, sir?
My team and Copper, Eames, Maddie, Gink, Sil, and Nasboy.
Nice. Nasboy, any shout-outs from you, sir?
Please.
Just my team, and of course, Classy.
Thanks, bro.
Seeds, shout-outs from you.
Shout out to Ribs, Mira, and massive shout out to Josh for absolutely carrying our asses for a very long time.
Nice. And Ty, shout-outs from you, sir.
Just the boys on the team.
Very nice. Bum freeze, sir. Shout-outs from you.
Merry Christmas to everyone watching and both the teams. Hope you have a very Merry Christmas. And yeah,
Happy New Year.
That's about it. And a Happy New Year, why not? Good catch.
And Hanukkah.
And Hanukkah.
All
And
those
and
Christmas
Easter.
things.
Diwali?
And Halloween.
And
Yeah.
Kwanzaa.
Ramadan?
Sure, why not? I'm going to throw a shout out to Wheat for producing this season. He's been godsend. Like, best production, sorry, other producers out there. Just feeds us all the information all the time, doing such a good job keeping us all together. Makes sure me and Bum don't run off the rails. Common theme that happens whenever they put us together. So thanks for that. Shout out to Dum Tummy, Plebe, all the boys. The cast, it's been a great season to watch. And thank you, the players, for an amazing game and a good grand finals. So yeah, season's greetings, everyone. Merry Christmas. Hope you have a good one. Stay nice and safe away from the coronavirus. And also, we may have some things going on, Bumfries, that we didn't talk about, which is January 30th to the 31st. There may be a certain tournament with a certain prize pool. Just saying, just maybe that's happening.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Little
6v6 in
tease.
Europe as well, so NA people get out. Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in this evening for this season's grand finals, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys.